Thank you for your introduction, and it's an honor for me to present you my medical thesis, and I will start right away. As you know, hepatitis C is one of the most common reasons for a liver transplantation, as well as a limitation to organ donation. So all potential organ donors and every recipient get tested for anti-HCV antibodies, and if they are positive, the RNA is analyzed as well. For the donation of an organ, if the RNA is negative, antibody-positive organ can be allocated to all recipients on the waiting list. But if the RNA is positive, organs only can be allocated to urgent listed recipients of vital organs or to RNA-positive recipients. In every case, the consent of the recipient is required. And as we heard too today, since 2014, there are new medications and they allow a well-tolerated and efficient therapy in just a few weeks. First of all, I like to show you the cohorts. So we took the data from the SOAS, it's a Swiss organ allocation system, from 2007 to 2019. And in the first step, we excluded everybody without antibody test. So we got 2 overall collectives. We had 1,651 donors and 8,933 recipients. We then split that up in antibody negative and antibody positive cohorts, and we found 33 antibody positive donors, that's 2% of the overall collective of the donors, and 745 antibody positive recipients, that's 8.3% of the overall collective of the recipients. Then furthermore, we distinguished between RNA positive and RNA negative people. So we had 6 RNA positive donors, that's 0.4% of the overall collective, and 346 RNA positive recipients, that's 3.9% of the overall collective of the recipients. As everybody gets tested, there's also the possibility to find incidental positive tests, so tests from people who are unknown of their infection. And for the donors, we were able to tell if they knew about their infection or not. So you can see the antibody positive cohort. There were over 40% of the donors who were unaware of their infection. This share is lower in the RNA negative cohort with 17%, but in the RNA positive cohort, over 2/3 of the people were unaware of their infection. So we can say 40% of the antibody positive donors were unaware of their infection and they were most likely RNA positive. Now I'm coming to the general trend of the donors from 2007 to 2019. Please note that there are 2 scales for this chart for a better visibility of the data. So on the left side, we have the numbers for the antibody and RNA positive donors in red and blue. And on the right side, we have the number of the overall collective in purple and the antibody negative cohort in green. It's important to note that around the year 2016, there's a blind spot because every HCV positive potential donor was excluded from the SOAS as genotyping was mandative in this time. And the genotyping took too long for the transplantation process, so they got rejected automatically from the process. But when we're looking at the adjoining years, we can assume that the number of missed cases is not that high. So we see in every collective, the numbers are increasing, but if we compare the RNA positive and antibody positive cohort to the overall collective, we can say that relatively spoken, the numbers are not really increasing. The chart I showed you included every potential donor, so also people who did not donate. And now we're looking at the donors, at the effective donors. So we see that 14 antibody positive organs could be transplanted in the observed time period. And we also see that after the change of the law in 2017 of the transplantation law, the number of antibody positive organs doubled. Now I'm coming to the recipients, to the overall trend from 2007 to 2019. And as I said before, there are also two scales on this chart. And when we're looking at the overall collective, we see that the demand of any organ, so every organ waitlist is included here, of any organ is increasing clearly, also for the antibody negative recipients. And we also see that the antibody positive cases and the RNA positive cases are decreasing clearly over the time. We can see this here too. So these are the RNA positive recipients compared to the overall collective over time. And you see we started in 2007 with 4.5%. Then it increased to a maximum of 6.5% in 2012, and then it decreased to 1.2% in 2019. We also can see that after 2013, so after the implementation of the new medication in 2014, we see a marked decrease in the HCV RNA positive cases. We see the same evolution on the liver waiting list. So in the light blue, you have the RNA positive cases on the liver waiting list. They are decreasing, but there are still 1% remaining RNA positive on the liver waiting list in 2019. So I come to my conclusions for the donors. We saw that over a third of the anti-HCV antibody positive people were unaware of their infection, and 2/3 of the RNA positive cases were unaware too. Since the change of the law, of the transplantation law, the organ donations of antibody positive donors more than doubled. But I have to add that no confirmed RNA positive organ was transplanted in the observed time period. Also, although it would have been possible to an origin listed recipient or an RNA positive recipient. For the recipients, we saw that the number of antibody and RNA positive recipients is decreasing on the waiting list. And since the introduction of the new efficient therapy, the RNA positive recipients show a marked decrease, but nevertheless, we still can find RNA positive recipients on the actual waiting list and overall on the liver waiting list. So this was it from my side. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward for your questions. Thank you very much.